this year, we obviously have spent the larger part of working away from the office, so working from home. And that seems to become the new norm even going forward. So what does my role in terms of wellness, does it extend to the home? Absolutely yes. And why I say a big yes is because even before this shift happened, it's obvious, and studies have shown that we are the sum total of everything that happens to us. So even when an employee comes to work, part of their effectiveness, part of their performance is highly influenced by what happens away from the office. So if you're really keen on developing your team members, you want to be concerned about their welfare away from work, of course within certain boundaries. All right. So my job, for instance, is to find out, like now, our organization has been working from home since March. So my job is to find out what is the work environment like at home. Okay. So do my team members have the necessary tools? Tools would be, are their machines in working condition? Do they have internet? Are they able to have online meetings? What resources do they require? But then there's also the environment within the home. I think last month we did a survey and we realized that a part of our employees are happy to work from home because they're able to manage their time and they're able to decide when they want to work. And that flexibility has actually made them become more productive. But we also realized that for other team members, they still would prefer the physical office environment. And that is basically just because of how their work environment looks like. Sometimes some of them are struggling between attending to household chores and working. Some of them prefer to work in a structural format. Some have the capacity to design their own structures. Some work well when the structures are designed for them. So even the simple task like coming to the office at a certain time and having to sit there through for a certain number of hours, that structure that is provided for them is what actually makes them perform. So sometimes we have issues at home, just the fact that our attention is split is a good thing for other people because they're able to spend more time with their family, but for other people, they would rather separate it. So still coming to the physical office is a good thing. So my job then is to figure out, how do we create that balance? How do we create a conducive balance so that, yes, officially we've said we are working from home and we are doing that as a measure to ensure that, we are keeping safe in view of the current pandemic. But for that one person who would occasionally want to come and work from the physical office, is the office available for them when they want to engage with their team members? Because a lot of our work we do a lot of brainstorming because we are creators. So in the process of developing tools, in the process of creating solutions, in the past, physical meetings were part of us, were part of our culture. So how do we still ensure that that is happening? The brainstorming is happening, the consultation is happening, even if people are physically away. So my job is to ensure that I'm able to measure the temperature of the staff, assess if they have adequate tools and resources, both physical and non-physical, provide for what is required, and then also offer support in terms of where support is required, whether it is if they need to decompress. Because again, one of the things we've discovered from our survey is that whereas there's flexibility of time, sometimes people are also overworking, if I would use that word. We are stretching them too much because now, it's easy to make a phone call and say, have you done this? Please look at this. So even just being able to work with my team leaders to remind them that even though we are at home, we still also must be able to give people time to balance. So that means that also just providing support to the leadership, the team leaders, to ensure that from a leadership perspective, that they also honor the privacy of the staff. They give them time out to also be able to decompress so that then they can become more productive. one of the things I've realized is that we have a really vibrant team, and that's in all honesty. It's very vibrant. It's a team that is willing to go over and above the call of duty to deliver. It's a team that has been working hard. And that's really a good thing. When I look at the impact that the organization has had in the time that it's been operating, the impact and the scope of work that they've done, it's fantastic. But then that also means that they've mastered a few things and they've done a few things well, but there are also a couple of things that need refinement, and those are the things that excite me. For instance, I think one of the things for me that has been like really just up there is the difference between the team compilation is made up of different generations, if I would call it that. So the dynamics of people management is huge. And I think this has been a blind spot for us as an institution because of, let me use the demands of the job. So we've been very focused on creating and churning out solutions for our communities and our partners, but we have forgotten, or we didn't have time to sit and realize that there's a process that we need to refine so that then people can get to their optimum. So I think I want to be honest and say that I have found a team that has been doing well, but has also been exhausted. So now it's time for us to create systems and structures that will ensure that we begin to work smart, create systems and structures that will ensure that we can begin to have a breather, create systems and structures that will bring some level of rest, but also enhance productivity, and also be able to redefine what productivity and performance means, so that it goes beyond we've spent a whole day building this, but how effective is it? You know, and did we utilize our resources efficiently and effectively? So those are the things that for me are exciting me, being able to develop these structures and systems and policies to just refine so that we can begin to work smart, we can begin to be more efficient and effective, but also more importantly, we can begin to find rest and build the capacity of the different teams. My measure of success will be when I hear staff proudly say, OI is a great place to work at. The day I can hear staff say that, then I know I will have achieved my mission, because that means that we will have created such a conducive environment where staff feel appreciated, where staff are empowered, where staff are growing, where staff are being productive, where staff are enjoying the environment and have no qualms going over and above the call of duty because they are well taken care of. They know that I have no problem even working X number of hours. I have no problem doing this and this for this partner or this stakeholder because the organization has taken care of me. When I can hear staff say that this is a good place to work at, then I'll know my job is done. So I hope you've enjoyed this conversation, and anyone else who's interested in thinking about wellness, we have begun a journey at the Open Institute. We're not claiming to be masters. It's a journey and an experiment that we are taking. So feel free to join us in this experiment, and you can follow the work that we do at the Open Institute. You can check us on our website as well as on our social media handles. We are active on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. Remember to keep safe, remember to wear a mask, remember to sanitize, and remember to take care of your well-being. Ask your organization to help you do that, but also make sure that you take your own responsibility.